like at the most a couple hundred people. I mean, generally there's more media than there is actually supporters. So, we made, the Ron Paul Tribune website, ronpaultribune.com, to bring people together. There's a great social networking app on there that really allows people to get to know each other, and we have a video chat on there, so that is also beneficial as well. So, we encourage more people to use the website, not only for those features, but also to get more information as well. So, that's what we want to do. We want to keep networking, and we want to keep pushing the liberty and the individual freedom movement forward. And I believe that's what Ron Paul's all about. I think he's really expressively said that many times.
I was thinking, man, we should get into doing more, come up with some more ideas for doing, like, pictures, man, because I noticed that if you come up with some good ideas, some good pictures, Photoshop pictures and stuff, that it gets a lot of hits, you know what I'm saying? Like, it gets around. And you could just put your, like, little website at the bottom left, bottom right, or whatever. Like, I was thinking, like, what about, that infamous picture of Michael Jordan doing, in the midair about to dunk. We could just tap Ron Paul's face over him and put down, like, another delegate in the basket or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know exactly. I know exactly what you're saying, Paco. I just don't think Michael Jordan would appreciate that, though.
Oh, forget Michael Jordan. We don't even care what Michael Jordan thinks. It's all about Ron Paul. Ron Paul's getting, what is it? Michael Jordan is the Ron Paul of basketball. How about that? That's what we say. Ron Paul is the man. Michael Jordan is too. Don't get me wrong. He did his thing at basketball, but that ain't helped none of us out. You know what I mean? That ain't really doing anything for politics and the Federal Reserve and all that.
And if you want to compare it to basketball, I don't even know if you could say that, though, because now that Michael Jordan is an owner, they actually used him to try to get the players to sign an agreement that was not beneficial for the players, which he once was. So I don't know if that would be a great example either, though, because, Ron Paul would not do that. I mean, his voting record explicitly states that he will not go against the Constitution.
Well, yeah,
he will not vote.
I don't keep up with sports, so you would know better than me. I have no idea. So you're right, though. He wouldn't do nothing like that. I'm just talking in the sense of how he dominated the game. Who's dominating politics? Look, man, Obama. I mean, Ron Paul made it cool to pretty much be part of the Republican Party. I mean, really, Ron Paul and Obama made it cool to be Republican because Obama did such a whack job. People are actually looking at Republicans again. But Ron Paul's making it, like, cool to be Republican. Like, who's a rock star? Who got rock star status like him? You know what I'm saying? Nobody. Hey, guess what? Aaron just hit me up on Facebook. He said he's working on the MJ photo right now.
Nice. Yeah. That's something that they don't have either. They don't have that. I think the Ron Paul Network, in my opinion, and what I've seen, is the only network, first of all, if you have an idea, like I just came up with the ronpaultribune.com. I came up with that idea. But there were other supporters who I talked to that brought it to life. Without these supporters, the website wouldn't be there. It's literally for the supporters, by the supporters. Like with the picture, the example we just gave, you mentioned it, and now he says he's going to do it. And guess what? It'll be there. I've done that before, too. We had the Three Stooges photo. I said, somebody came to me in a Making Friends Through Ron Paul group, and they said, why don't we do a photo with the Three Stooges and have Mo be Mitt Romney?
Yeah.
And I was like, that would be perfect. So I gave it, I told a couple designers, and boom, 15 minutes later, there it was. Only Ron Paul supporters do that because they love him, and it's not even just him, it's the message.
And you know what? Get rid of the S on the chest and put the R with the cape. You know what I'm saying, dude? Forget Superman. Ron Paul, put the R up there. There you go. I mean, there's so many things people can think of, or come up with. And the thing is, one thing I like to do, man, is like, even with my YouTube titles or whatever, if you can, you always want to try to have those, stick to, like, what's getting a lot of hits on the internet. Like, there might be something everybody's talking about. Like, for example, I'll give you a perfect example. Jeremy Lin. When Jeremy Lin first came out and was balling New York real well and everybody was going crazy and it was tweeting everywhere about him, I was like, man, I got to put Ron Paul in a tweet with Jeremy Lin. Just so I can get Ron Paul's name out there to everybody who's tweeting Jeremy Lin. So I said, Jeremy Lin shouldn't have gone to, he don't even need to go to school for economics. He could have just listened to Ron Paul. And just, just tagging them together. I don't know, putting their face together, photoshopping. Getting people that are already tuned to something else that's getting a lot of hits and getting Ron Paul to pretty much snatch that up or pretty much infiltrate it somewhat. You get what I'm saying? Like, bring Ron Paul to every group out there.
Yeah, no, you're right, exactly. And we've definitely talked about this before. And, I mean, that's really what we got to do. I mean, the biggest thing that, the biggest obstacle that we face is getting people who are not in the establishment, in other words, regular people that voting for the establishment. We need to get them to understand what the establishment means is that they're going to take away from your pension. They're going to take away from your retirement. They're going to increase inflation, which is going to make your dollar less valuable and is going to make the cost of gas go up. I mean, maybe people will start listening to us when gas hits $7, $8 a gallon.
They will. That's when people are going to cause a ruckus.
Right. But we don't want it to get that level. What we want to do is we're trying to educate people. What you're saying is exactly the way that we can do it. And that's something that we all need to work on together, and we can do that because one of the things we talked about too, Paco, is that networking. It's not all about networking on the internet. That's a great tool. That's awesome. But CISPA, I mean, if that passes, which, it's up in the air right now, but if that passes and it's signed into law by Obama, we're not going to have the internet much longer. So, we need to make sure that we have other networks as well. We need to meet up, maybe start meet-up groups, and we can do all these things, and we can use, sites like RonPaulTribune.com to help achieve this by, getting together and creating groups and then meeting up locally.
Yeah.
So, I think that's something that we really need to express too.
Well, we're going to come back and keep talking about that, chatting it up. I got my guest, Christopher Dillard, on the line. We'll be back. I'm Paco. You're listening to Occupy the Media.
One is a serial hypocrite who lobbied for